You know, family, it's always amazing when you see the different directions people choose when they're standing at the crossroads of legacy and responsibility. Today we're going to dive deep into a story that's making waves across the royal landscape, about Prince William's so-called break from tradition. And trust me, we're going to connect the dots in a way only the Royal Sussex Squad can. So according to fresh reports, Prince William is planning to shake things up with royal protocol. They say he's shifting away from the old-school traditions that have defined the monarchy for centuries in favor of a projects not patronages approach. That means, apparently, fewer meaningless handshakes and empty ribbon-cutting ceremonies, and more actual action, supposedly. Now on the surface, that sounds good, right? In a vacuum, that's a nice idea. But let's not get carried away, because the truth is, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have already been the blueprint for this kind of meaningful engagement. Let's not forget, before it was trendy to prioritize projects, Harry and Meghan were already out there building real, tangible movements. Meghan's SmartWorks capsule collection? Immediate, direct impact. Dressing women for job interviews and giving them the confidence to re-enter the workforce. Harry's Invictus Games? Not a glitzy talking shop, but a life-changing event for wounded veterans all around the world. These were real, transformative projects, years before the British media, and frankly the royal family itself, decided it was cool to actually do something instead of just pose for something. But did they get applauded for this vision? No, they got vilified. They got hounded by the very institutions now trying to co-opt their innovation. The same folks now patting William on the back for texting like a normal human being, mind you, were the ones clutching their pearls when Meghan dared to use a real voice and a real brain inside Buckingham Palace. The hypocrisy is breathtaking. We're being told now that William is handing out his personal mobile number and firing off WhatsApp messages to staff, being very involved and results-driven. Okay, that's cute. But when Meghan was emailing staff directly, she was painted as demanding. When Harry insisted on real measurable change, he was too emotional, too impulsive, too Americanized, whatever that's even supposed to mean. You see how the game works? When certain people do it, it's framed as bold leadership. When Harry and Meghan do it, it's breaking protocol, disrespectful, or even dangerous to the monarchy. And don't even get me started on this Earthshot prize business. Yes, it's an important cause. Yes, we all want to save the environment. But let's keep it real. The Earthshot prize has spent millions on PR, galas, and celebrities flying in on private jets, just to hand out awards. Meanwhile, Archewell quietly funded vaccinations for underprivileged countries during a global pandemic. Harry and Meghan took direct action, while everyone else was still organizing another luncheon. And now we hear William is also launching a homelessness project, the Homewards Initiative. Again, no shade to the cause. It's incredibly important. But don't you find it interesting how much of what Harry and Meghan were demonized for, using their platform for social issues, stepping beyond traditional charity roles into real activism, is now being repackaged and celebrated when it comes from William? And family, here's the real kicker. When Harry slept outside in freezing temperatures to raise awareness for homeless youth, it barely made a ripple. The UK press gave it a polite nod and moved on. But now, William is getting full-page spreads and glowing features for handing out magazines on the street. The double standards are so thick you could cut them with a knife. Let's be clear, the British media, the royal sycophants, and all those professional pearl clutchers spent years trashing Harry and Meghan for daring to modernize the monarchy. They screamed that they were wrecking tradition, weakening the firm, selfishly prioritizing personal causes. But now that William is doing exactly that, they're calling him a visionary. It would be laughable if it weren't so shameless. The real story here, squad, is that Harry and Meghan were always ahead of the curve. They were punished for their innovation, because they exposed just how outdated, hollow, and performative the rest of the institution really was. They raised the bar. And now, everybody else is scrambling to catch up, while pretending they invented the playbook. Harry and Meghan were dragged through the mud so badly that they had no choice but to build something outside the system, and look how incredible they're doing. Thriving in California, running Archewell, winning awards for their humanitarian work, and living life on their terms. Meanwhile, back in the UK, the firm is still trying to reinvent itself, using Harry and Meghan's original vision as their blueprint. They can change the curtains, repaint the walls, rename the initiatives, but everyone who's been paying attention knows the truth. Harry and Meghan didn't break the monarchy. They saved it from sinking into total irrelevance. They showed what a modern royal future could look like. Authentic, connected, impactful. And because of that, history will remember them as the true pioneers, no matter how many PR makeovers William and his camp try to pull. So family, stay sharp, stay woke, recognize the manipulation when you see it, and never let the gaslighting make you doubt what you know in your bones. Harry and Meghan are the future, the real royal revolution. And the world is just now catching up. Prince William set to break away from King Charles in strict royal protocol. Shake-up. The Prince of Wales is the heir to the British throne. Prince William is set to move away from traditional royal protocols in his ambitions to create change. The 42-year-old Prince of Wales reportedly wishes to prioritize projects, not patronages, according to royal insiders. Alistair Martin, who has worked under both King Charles and William at the Duchy of Cornwall, told The Times, William gave him his mobile number and said, "If you want me, just get me, just message me." Martin described the move from King Charles's landline to William's WhatsApp as an overnight adjustment. Martin said, "That's how William works and he's very involved. There will be weekends when my WhatsApp messages will be in double figures and I will be very responsive. If something has gone well or badly, I will want to tell my boss and he'll be straight back." Former Foreign Secretary William Hague, who has worked closely with William for over a decade, highlighted the prince's proactive approach when pursuing causes. Hague told The Times, "He phoned me up when I left government. He had this idea governments were working slowly on illegal wildlife trade and he asked, why don't we get the private sector involved?" William isn't interested in lengthy meetings or endless discussions. I've often heard him say, "There's been too much talk, we need action." Hague added, "William is friendly and personable, but he is results-driven. You wouldn't want to tell him you've made no progress. He wants to see real change." This results-driven approach is exemplified in the Earthshot Prize, launched in 2020 and inspired by President Kennedy's Moonshot program, which awards 5 innovative projects £1 million each to combat critical environmental issues. The prize, which aims to drive significant environmental change within a decade, will hold its next ceremony in Brazil ahead of the UN Climate Summit COP30. William has also committed to addressing homelessness by unveiling his 5-year Homewards initiative aimed at eradicating homelessness in the UK, a cause inspired by his late mother, Princess Diana. The prince's commitment has extended beyond formal engagements, having spent a night sleeping rough in 2009. In recent years, William has supported big-issue vendors on the street, highlighting homelessness through personal, visible action. Royal commentators view this shift as part of a broader modernization within the monarchy. William's decision represents a clear step away from symbolic engagements towards projects with meaningful outcomes. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you want to show a little extra love to the squad, don't forget to drop a super thanks. It really helps us keep shining a light on the truth and supporting Harry and Meghan the way they deserve. Until next time, squad, stay joyful, stay tuned, and stay Sussex strong.